On February 2nd, we kicked off our lawn and garden season. Since that time, we've had 28,000 people who have picked up Roberta's three-piece super blue lavender collection. This is lavender unlike lavender you're familiar with. There are two types of lavender primarily in the world. You've got an English lavender, which is really hardy. It does really well in cold temperatures. But its fragrance is not as beautiful as lavender should be. When we think of the fragrance of lavender, we think of French lavender, which is glorious, wonderful, soothing. But the plant itself is very fragile, and it doesn't do well in extreme heat, and it does very poorly in extreme cold. So what the Walline family did, they're the folks who own Roberta's. Roberta was grandma. They hybridized British and also French lavenders together, and they controlled the growth of the plant so that the plant now is considered a hybridized dwarf. It only gets to be about 12 to 18 inches in height, and it only spreads out about 12 to 18 inches. I remember lavender when I was a kid becoming these bushes this tall, big and leggy, and they would bloom for a couple weeks, and then the lavender would be gone. This can bloom for 4 to 5 months. And you've got fragrance that is like French lavender, but this plant grows like cast iron. You're not getting one or two, you're getting 3 of them. Put them by walkways where you'll enjoy them every step you take past them. Line driveways with them, around mailboxes. Plant them in front of other things and you get a 2-tiered effect. But I want you to know, nobody else could have done this. It is a Roberta's exclusive. They're new to QVC, and we're closing in on 30,000 people who picked them up just for this season. By the way, it's a perennial that'll come back year after year after year. Speaking of coming back, let me bring my buddy Court back into the conversation as well. Court, I know you're not supposed to have favorites, but this is going to be a favorite for a lot of people.
Well, I'm not supposed to have favorites, but you're my favorite. I got to tell you, I had the best time working in the studio with you yesterday for the garden event day. And boy, did this super lavender rock, the star of the show. Dan, this has been our #1 best-selling item the whole season. We started with 34,000. I forgot what you said we had left, but they're fabulous.
Yeah, in fact, I should check on that real quick. Brian, I know we've had 30,000 spoken for. What does that mean in terms of what's left in inventory? Okay, about 7,200 sets available. You know, we don't talk limited editions, Court, but I want you to also explain the business end of what your family does, because you're working with growers across the globe to bring these unique flowers to us. There's only so many plants that a greenhouse can grow, and you winterize most of these plants already over by 1 year before it's even shipped to our customer. That makes them hardy.
It's called vernalization, and that means it's had its first season of cold weather, and it makes them grow more vigorously and bloom quicker for you the very first season. And you're right. You know, there's 2 main types of lavender, Dan. There's the French with the beautiful, sweet fragrance, and then there's the English that has the never say die attitude, hardy, but a more medicinal scent. Well, we blended the 2 together in this hybrid, and not only did we do that, so you get the sweet fragrance and the long-lasting winter-hardy perennial down to 20 degrees, but this is a compact variety. We've tested it along with the University of Chicago. They tested it for 7 years and named it the #1 most popular, compact, best in the world 7 years in a row. Can you imagine winning an Oscar 7 years in a row?
Or once. Once in a row would be nice. Just once.
We offer a lot of plants that have won once, but I don't think I've ever offered anything that I could say 7 years in a row. That's crazy.
And the foliage is wonderful. It's
And
almost
evergreen foliage.
yeah, it's almost like it's soft mint. It's got this velvety kind of a dusty green to it, and then you put that absolute perfect shade of blue into your garden, and this becomes a problem solution plant. It's not just
does.
one that's great for our noses. This actually is something that you can plant with, say, well, again, I won't steal your thunder. You told me to plant it with my tomatoes. How come?
Your tomatoes, your roses, because in the garden, according to grandma's lore and ancient Chinese wisdom, let's say, the lavender repels aphids, caterpillars, ticks, mosquitoes, all the unwanted pests in your garden. However, it does attract what we do want most is the pollinators, the little honeybees, the beautiful butterflies.
Yep.
So this is a great, great plant. They call it the Swiss Army knife of all herbs because it does so much. Culinary, in the garden, sachets. We all know about the health benefits. And look at the beautiful lavender plants in containers or in the ground. You can grow them either way because these are compact. Like you said, 12 to 16 inches tall and 12 to 16 inches wide. They're not the huge ones that we still offer on QVC, but if you don't have a big yard, you don't have room for these kind of hedges.
Where
plant
are these
that in
photos
front
taken
of a
with the lavender
tomato?
fields?
Yes, but this is the super blue. Look how gorgeous it is. And on a compact plant that's been the most popular plant, not only most popular lavender, the most popular plant Roberta's has brought to QVC this year.
Yeah. And I remember my mother had three. She loved roses, she loved lilac, and she absolutely adored lavender. But most lavender bushes, the Walline family grew up within 20 miles of where I grew up.
We did.
Yep.
You're right.
And people who had lilac bushes and people who had lavender, we were used to those bushes getting leggy and they weren't that attractive, Court. And you would get flowers, but you would only get flowers for a couple weeks.
Yes. Now, you get flowers. It's one of the longest lasting perennial plants. It blooms June, July, August, September, October, right up to the first freeze. Don't forget all your beautiful potpourris and sachets that you'll be able to make year after year. Indoors are going to repel the moss, silverfish, ants. It's the Swiss Army knife of plants, and we really have a winner 7 years in a row with the super blue lavender.
Yeah, what you do is you kind of, the dry stems, you just wring it out like a washcloth, and then all these little petals, that scent is still there. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. You'll be doing that in your yard with your kids and your grandkids. Court, thank you. I want to give you a countdown. We've had now almost 30,000 that have been ordered. We've got fewer than 7,000 sets that remain. You're getting 3 plants, 3 of them, for under $30. And no one else can offer this type of lavender. So enjoy it. Perfect idea for spring. That guarantee, do you mind going over that with us quickly, Court?
I'll be happy to, Dan. On top of QVC's 30-day money-back guarantee, Roberta's has a gotta grow guarantee. When you're happy, we're happy. We'll assure your satisfaction for our perennials like this super blue lavender for 1 year, annuals and tropicals for 90 days from time of shipment. So if for any reason your results do not match or exceed your expectations, just give us a call and we'll take care of you.
Court, thank you. It's always good to see
Dan.
you. Tell the family I said hello.
They're all watching. Bye-bye, Dan.
All right, this next item, it's my last